Hi guys, you look great today. We hope you are enjoying your Thursday and happy first day of July. Welcome back. It's another edition of our digital show. Today in 30. We've got a lot to get to, so let's break it down, Hoda.
Yeah, a lot of breaking news. First, the fallout from Bill Cosby's release from prison. We will bring you reaction from his accusers and also our conversation with one of the special prosecutors in his trials. You're going to want to hear exactly what she has to say.
Yeah, it was fiery. And then Britney Spears' bid to remove her father from her conservatorship was rejected by the judge overnight. We're going to fill you in on what's next for her and this ongoing battle for her freedom.
Plus, you're going to love this one. Chanel checked out the hottest new dance trend. They're called Daybreaker Parties. You dance with the sunrise, and you're going to see how much fun they had. And I bet you maybe you'll go check one out for yourself. They're all over the country.
I wish we had gone to that, actually. And 6 foods, guys, to stock up on for healthy hair, skin, and nails.
I need them. I need them now.
Oh, I need them. I need them all. But you're going to have to wait because it's time for Today in 30.
We do begin in Pennsylvania, where Bill Cosby is a free man in his own home this morning following that stunning decision by the state Supreme Court to throw out his sexual assault conviction. We will talk to the special prosecutor in the Cosby trials in just a moment. But first, NBC's Stephanie Gosk has more on the decision and reaction to it. Hey, Steph, good morning.
Hey, Hoda, good morning. Bill Cosby's waking up here at his home for the first time in over 3 years. His record is clean. He cannot be retried on these charges. His legal team is calling that justice, but prosecutors and accusers say it does not change the underlying facts of this case.
Nearly 3 years after the iconic comedian was sent to prison, Bill Cosby is now back home, a free man. His conviction thrown out.
We love you, Mr. Cosby!
The 83-year-old looking frail, speaking out for the first time in a radio interview.
This is for all the people who have been imprisoned wrongfully, regardless of race, color, or creed.
In 2018, a jury found Cosby guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault against Andrea Constant, a former Temple University employee. Constant testified that Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted her at his home in 2004. He has always maintained the interaction was consensual. After the verdict, Constant described the alleged encounter on Dateline.
My mind is saying, move your hands, kick, can you do anything? I don't want this. Why is this person doing this?
But on Wednesday, Pennsylvania's highest court threw out that conviction, saying Cosby's due process rights were violated when he was charged. That's because when Constant first came forward, then District Attorney Bruce Castor decided not to charge Cosby criminally. Cosby later gave testimony in a civil lawsuit brought by Constant, thinking he could speak freely and not incriminate himself. In that deposition, Cosby admitted he had given quaaludes to women he wanted to have sex with.
Mr. Cosby, anything you want to say?
But in 2015, a new district attorney used that same testimony to charge the comedian with sexual assault. The state Supreme Court calling that an affront to fundamental fairness. Prosecutors on the Cosby case disagree.
None of these promises, alleged promises, were in writing, and none were approved by any court.
More than 60 women have come forward with allegations against Cosby, ranging from groping to sexual assault to rape. Cosby has denied all wrongdoing. Many of those women shocked by the court's ruling, emphasizing the decision is based on a legal technicality, not the merits of the case. Andrea Constant and her lawyers called the court's ruling disappointing. Cosby, who reigned over Hollywood for decades, drawing support from his most famous co-star, Phylicia Rashad, who tweeted, "Finally, a terrible wrong is being righted. A miscarriage of justice is corrected."
Cosby's reacted multiple times publicly. He was out here for a press conference. He called into that radio show. He's also put a message on Twitter. He posted this picture with a statement saying, in part, "I have never changed my stance nor my story. I have always maintained my innocence." Savannah?
All right, Stephanie, thank you. And joining us now is Kristen Gibbons-Fedden, a special prosecutor in the Cosby trials, who is now an NBC News legal analyst. Good morning to you, Kristen. Before we get into the particulars of the legal ruling, just your gut reaction when you found out that the court was vacating those convictions that you had helped to prosecute and Bill Cosby was free within a matter of hours.
Honestly, I was shocked. I was in disbelief. My co-prosecutor, Stu Ryan, had texted me and told me And I was just in complete disbelief. And particularly since, again, I thought that there was no alleged agreement. We went forward. The Common Pleas Court agreed with us. The Superior Court agreed. The Supreme Court disagreed. But I was just in total shock.
You know, the court's ruling does not touch on the issue of guilt or innocence. It all turns on whether or not there was a valid agreement not to prosecute and whether your office needed to abide by it. But Cosby was triumphant. On the radio, he said, "This is for all who have been wrongfully imprisoned, regardless of race, color, or creed." Your reaction?
My reaction to that statement, particularly as it is made in conjunction with his other statement, specifically the one that this is justice for Black Americans, makes me sick to my stomach and absolutely disgusted. Because throughout the trial and continuing on now, he is trying to exploit the thirst that Black Americans, including myself, as a former prosecutor, have for justice in America for Black and brown bodies. The other thing I want to also emphasize is that 3 of the prior act witnesses, Kelly Johnson, Shalon Lasha, and Liesl Luglin, were Black women, Black American women. And so this was not justice for them. And to put himself in the shoes of those wrongfully convicted is just wrong. Yes, the conviction has been overturned, but the merits of the case are still in place. He was found to have sexually assaulted Andrea Constantine. And yes, he does not sit before you as a guilty man. He does, however, still sit before you as a sexual predator.
Let me ask you, and let me play devil's advocate, because the court's ruling turned on this procedural issue, but it was fundamental. There was a prior prosecutor who said he would not prosecute Bill Cosby criminally. Based on that, Cosby then goes and testifies in a deposition, gives incriminating evidence, and that is then later used by a different prosecutor who says, "I'm not bound by that previous agreement." The court said this was fundamentally unfair. How do you respond to that?
Look, Savannah, I 100% respect our esteemed bench here in Pennsylvania, particularly all the justices on the Supreme Court bench. But I have to respectfully disagree. And the other thing I want to emphasize is this was a split decision. When we talk about due process rights, I think one of the things we have to go back to is to the actual testimony that was given during the habeas corpus hearing for this particular issue. And during that hearing, much testimony came out. Number one, we're not even certain that an agreement was made. Typically, when these type of non-prosecutorial agreements are made, they are in writing, they are approved by the court, and there aren't any subsequent indicia of, the absence of such an agreement, such as here, where he released a press release where he said, I may decline charges now, but I will revisit the decision should the need arise.
Well,
in addition to that,
I got to cut you off there because of the other breaking news we have. But, Kristen, as you said, this was hotly litigated in the lower courts and a split decision now from the Court of Appeals. But we appreciate you being here this morning. Thank you very much. Kristen Gibbons-Fedden, who is one of the prosecutors in the case and on NBC News legal analyst. Thank you for your time.
Now to a major decision tied to Britney Spears' controversial conservatorship that she argues is allowing others, including her own father, to control her life and fortune.
NBC's national correspondent Miguel Almaguer is in Los Angeles. He's on the story again with these overnight developments. Miguel, good morning.
Hey guys, good morning. This decision is a response to a request from Britney Spears in November. It's not technically a direct legal response to her emotional testimony last week, and that's because she hasn't filed a new petition since November. But it's the first movement we're seeing from a judge after that emotion and outpouring, and it's a sign of where her battle stands.
Overnight, a major setback for Britney Spears, a judge denying her request to remove her father from his role as conservator, signing an order that keeps Jamie Spears in control of his daughter's finances. The court filing stating that Britney is unable to manage his or her financial resources or to resist fraud or undue influence. The decision coming after the superstar's explosive testimony last week, calling the conservatorships abusive and traumatizing. In new legal filings, Jamie Spears insists he had nothing to do with his daughter's poor treatment and is demanding an investigation into her concerns. Since her very public breakdown in 2008, the pop superstar has been under a court-sanctioned conservatorship that has given her father and others power over her personal and financial affairs. During the explosive hearing last week, Spears said she had been drugged, forced to perform, and prevented from removing an IUD meant to stop pregnancy. All decisions, she says, were approved by her father. But Jamie Spears pushing back, pointing out in new court documents that control of his daughter's personal life and medical treatment isn't currently under his control. He blames Jody Montgomery, a temporary conservator who was brought on in 2019 to oversee Britney's personal affairs. An attorney for Montgomery says she's been a tireless advocate for Britney and for her well-being, also noting that decisions about marriage or family planning are not affected by conservatorship. But one expert says the rules and dynamics in a conservatorship are rarely straightforward.
It's my impression that Britney has been under this conservatorship for so long. She truly feels compelled to do what the conservator wants, or in her own words, she feels she'll be punished.
Let Britney speak!
Since Britney's testimony, there's been an outpouring of support in person, online under the hashtag #FreeBritney, and from celebrities, including fellow pop star Christina Aguilera just this week. Spears has thanked her fans for their support and said during her testimony, "I just want my life back, and it's been 13 years, and it's enough."
Hey, today in 30, do you hear that? I'm checking out the hottest sunrise dance party. It is inspiring people all around the world. Take you there. Coming up.
Here with 350 of my vaccinated besties at a Daybreaker Party. We're celebrating coming together as we emerge from the pandemic, and these parties are popping up all over the country, and they give new meaning to the expression, rise and shine.
That's right, this is morning, early morning. And somehow I am having the time of my life in the middle of an epic dance party on a rooftop in Brooklyn, New York. It's called Daybreaker, and what started as a single sunrise party by Radha Agrawal for a group of friends in 2013 is now a global movement in 28 cities around the world. Even Oprah is a fan, hiring the Daybreaker team to open for her 2020 Vision Tour. Instead of bouncers at the entrance, there's a hug committee. Instead of alcohol, bartenders hand out green juice. Drugs are strictly prohibited, and kids are encouraged. And what makes today extra special, it's the first in-person Daybreaker since the pandemic began.
We've all felt alone and lonely. We've all been separated from each other, and the human experience is togetherness.
How important is that coming out of the pandemic, or even almost kind of still in it, but coming to the other side of it, hopefully?
Everyone is on the same page of I felt alone during the pandemic. Let me now come out of my shell and peek out and see what's out there. And there's all these communities like Daybreaker waiting with open arms to welcome you.
The morning starts at 6 a.m. with sunrise yoga and meditation.
Inhale, lift your heels up.
Soon I realized I was holding hands with a stranger for the first time in 17 months.
And it didn't even hit me until you told us to grab hands, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I haven't felt this feeling in more than a year.
Wow, that makes me tear up to hear that. To courageously come together, to courageously hold hands and practice joy, to dance on a rooftop and sunrise without any substances in your body. That to me is the greatest act of courage we can offer America and the community and ourselves right now.
And my fellow Daybreakers agree.
It feels incredible just to see people, smell people, touch people, just be around the energy.
It's so nice to see people coming together and feeling safe and happy and just partying their butts off.
This is my first dance party since I had double hip replacement, and I feel fantastic, and I could not be happier to be here today.
An energy and a connection many of us have been missing for months.
What would you say to someone who they kind of want to try this, but they're a little shy, a little self-conscious?
So the whole idea is this is for everyone. Let's return to the fire that we used to dance around in villages, right? Before we separated ourselves into millennials and Gen Zs and Gen Xs and Gen Ys, let's bring it all back together and return to this joyous collective community again.
I'm here with Rada now. It's just so darn magical. What do you think? She's the founder of Daybreakers. What do you think is the recipe for success? And what do you think all of these people here, what does that mean?
It's all about inclusivity. Everybody is welcome. Everybody here is invited to dance, to be themselves, to come as you are. This is all about coming home to the dancer in you. And every single one of you today show is welcome. To learn more about it, go to daybreaker.com/today. And we're here to invite all of you to dance with us. Please join us to dance it out.
Okay, so I only have one more question because I have to go and do the news in just a second. Can we just end with one more party, just one more dance, just to let people know what we do? Absolutely. All right, I'm giving away my mic.
A very special tribute in memory of the late Princess Diana. In honor of what would have been her 60th birthday today, Diana's sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, are unveiling a statue of the Princess of Wales. It's located in the Sunken Garden at Kensington Palace, one of her favorite spots. And royal editor at the Sunday Times, Roya Nika, is outside Kensington Palace. Roya, good morning.
Good morning to you.
So, you know, Prince William and Prince Harry, we've talked about this so many times. They commissioned the statue all the way back in 2017 during the 20th anniversary of Princess Diana's death. They obviously were so close to their mother. So what is today's unveiling going to be like? How significant is it?
Well, I think it's a hugely significant day, and that unveiling has just started just over my shoulder here in the Sunken Garden. And I think, just like you said, 4 years ago that was commissioned, and it's taken 4 years of delays. We know so much has changed over those 4 years between the brothers. So this is a moment that's going to be steeped in so much history, so much emotion. The family have gathered. We've just seen in the last half hour or so, we've seen Lord Spencer, Diana's brother, arriving in the gates just behind me for that very special half-hour unveiling. And soon we'll start to see the images of what that statue looks like. And we'll start to see those first images, of course, that everyone's waiting to see of William and Harry together, reunited for their mother.
I was just about to ask you see all those people there buzzing behind you. They newly redesigned the Sunken Garden for this unveiling. Can you give us some details on that and why this location is such a meaningful one?
Yes, well, the Sunken Garden behind me, where this unveiling is taking place, was one of Diana's favourite spots. And actually, the deputy head gardener here has spoken about the fact that very often she would come out of the palace and come and talk to him and chat about the planting schemes. And Pip Morrison is the garden designer who's redesigned it, and it's been filled with more than 4,000 flowers, a lot of Diana's favourite blooms, forget-me-nots, dahlias, lavender plants and roses. And the aim of it is, and William and Harry have been very closely involved in the designs, for it to be a sort of calm, reflective, peaceful spot for the public to come and be able to remember her.
It's beautiful.
And, you know, we all were watching when William and Harry were together and reunited at Prince Philip's funeral in April. But since then, you know, Harry and Meghan, they've had their little daughter, Lilibet Diana. I mean, where do you think their relationship stands now? What do you expect to see today?
Look, I think there's no hiding from the fact that the relationship between the brothers over the last few years has been difficult, and particularly, you know, this year with that interview that was given to Oprah and since. But I think just as we saw for Prince Philip's funeral, we saw them put on a united front. We're going to see that again today. There's no doubt that the brothers understand this moment is too important for any rift to come, publicly come between them on today. So I'm sure we're going to see a united front from them both today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mutual love and respect for their mom, for sure. Roya, Nika, thank you so much.
Let's turn to our hair, skin, and nails. Sometimes the best solutions to our problems
aren't found in the drugstore. They're found in the grocery store.
Yeah, so NBC News health and nutrition editor Madeline Fernstrom is about to show us some easy fixes for your ailments, and they are right in your own kitchen. Madeline, it's good to see you. All right.
So the first question, though, Madeline, we have some of our viewers that have some questions about this. Let's go to Justice from Columbia, South Carolina, to see what they need help with.
Jenna, while I am so happy that it is the summertime and I'm happy for the weather and everything, my skin is super, super dry, especially on my legs, and I just don't know what to do.
All right, let's hear it. Justice, she doesn't want dry skin, and nobody does. So what's good for that?
Okay, the best thing, Justice, and everyone, is to add some fat to your diet, because you need water hydration, but fat is sort of the overall lubricant to keep your cells functioning. Skin is the biggest organ. It's all over. So add a fat like avocados.
Here we go, Madeline. I'm doing a quick
We're going to take a look at this. Let's reveal.
Avocados and tomatoes. Why do these work?
Two of the best ones. The avocado is a heart-healthy fat. You can use it on anything. You can mash it. You can put it on a sandwich or a salad. And you can use other fats like nuts. But tomatoes are a surprise because they are a huge nutrient powerhouse. And it gives you loads of antioxidants. It prevents cellular damage. You're going to have a bunch of vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin E, potassium. And it's easy to incorporate every day. The most important thing about having food for the outside is going to be you eat it every day.
Got it. All right. So we got a viewer, Michelle. She's got a problem that lots of us can relate to. Take a listen.
Hi, this is Michelle from Scottsdale, Arizona. And during the hot months of the summer, my hair gets so dry and brittle. I was wondering, do you have any advice or any tips that can help solve this problem?
Shall we see?
We have a reveal, Madeline, and the winner is
Ooh,
almonds and eggs.
Almonds and eggs.
Almonds and eggs. Now, the big key here is when you have brittle or dry or damaged hair, protein is great. And one of the best proteins are eggs, because they are the best digested by the body. They're full of B vitamins, especially biotin. That's really important for hair health. Remember, any small deficiencies in your diet can really be reflected in problems in your skin, hair, and nails. And especially if you say, oh, eggs, the American Heart Association goes, these are great for healthy eating. 1 a day, 7 eggs a week are going to be great. And also remember that yolk, that's going to be good. It's got a lot of antioxidants and some vitamin E, so you can't go wrong. And almonds, one of Hoda's favorites, is a top combo because it's got those healthy fats that you need for vibrant hair as well as protein. It's got 2/3 of your vitamin E. So you really got a nutrient powerhouse both with proteins in the eggs and the almonds.
And they're filling, too.
Madeline, really quickly, let's get to our viewer, Sarah, see what she has going on.
Yeah.
Hoda, Jenna, I need your help. Every summer, my nails get so cracked and spotty. What should I do?
Okay.
Here's the reveal, Madeline.
This is what we do, Sarah. Raisin bran and asparagus. What a strange combo.
And asparagus. Now, where does this come? Any whole grain, bran cereal is great because it's a good source, is a great source of zinc and B vitamins. Any problems with nails usually have some vitamin or mineral deficiencies or marginal ones. So bran cereal is a great choice. And the raisins are full of iron. That's so important for women's health. And a lot of women are marginally deficient. If you like liver, you can try that. The asparagus is another nutrient powerhouse. It hits all the nutrient bases. It's low in calories. It's got a ton of folic acid, vitamin A, C, E, K. I mean, it's a whole powerhouse of everything you need, and some lesser known nutrients that you need, like phosphorus and copper and a bunch of iron. So incorporate these every day. Food's not going to have that impact unless you have it regularly. But any problems, and these don't go away or solve it, see your doctor because it might be something else.
Madeline, thank you.
These are all things we have in our houses anyway, Madeline.
Exactly.
Thank you
We
so
appreciate
much.
that. Thank you, Madeline.
Be sure to join us for another big show tomorrow, including everything you need to throw for the best 4th of July party ever.
Let's do it. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.